Alright, let's take a look at the spider archetype. So for the starting hand, this is actually pretty good. We want to get this guy down on 3 so he can start growing, and then we want to get this guy down on 4 ideally. But the rest of this is a pretty good start. So we're actually going to keep all 5. We went second here, which with spiders you'd prefer to go first since you're just a little bit more of an aggressive archetype, but it's okay. I think we'll be fine. This is a good start, so. Okay, so we can give this guy -1. So the problem is he can clear most of our stuff, so we want to be careful over committing here. We'll play the ambushing, and if he chooses to use all 3 counts to kill these, we're still left with a spider from this guy. So yeah, the demon deck having early game AoE can be a problem, but with stuff like Skitter Out of the Dark, we've got enough of a comeback mechanic that we're normally okay. Okay. I really wish that ambushing had removed this guy, but that's okay. Alright, on 3, we don't really want to play this because he can just immediately remove it. I think we just play another Infested and pass. We really want to get this down. He could activate this twice to remove this. Oh, or he could play that, so that's a bit of burn damage. That's okay. Okay, cool. He attacks, so we can get this guy off the board. He is one of the things we're really worried about. Now, if we had Skitter, we would have gotten a free spider there, which would have been good. Okay. He's still got AoE, so let's play the Skitter. And then we'll swing with these 2, so it should get us some spiders, depending on how he blocks. Okay. Alright, so our board's not bad. We need to start buffing things, though. So we have spiders on the board, so now I think... Oh, well, we had spiders on the board. I was going to say I think we want Arachnid General. Okay, well, this gets us a spider again. So the Arachnid General, we can start buffing him up. Oh, it gets us 2 spiders. Yeah, okay. He's probably the play then. Okay, so this is where we start swinging the game back, I think. Yeah, so this will give our spiders +1/+1 when they attack. We'll get another one for killing that, and then this is just good to have on the board. There we go. Okay, so we're starting to take control of the board, which is what we want to do. We'd like to have seen an Arachnophile, so our spiders were coming down with a lot more attack. But with the, I was going to say with the Arachnid General that we just lost, we can kind of circumvent that, but it's okay. All right, I think we get this guy down now, so he can start buffing himself. We play this and sacrifice the Infested to draw, gives us more spiders. And then, yeah, we'll just swing with these 2 since he can't block them. Get 5 damage across. So we're starting to whittle his life total down. Let's see. Queen's a good follow-up if you remove some of our stuff. Ooh, okay, he's just going the burn route. That's not too bad. We can survive 2 damage without much issue. Okay, swinging. That's actually really good for us. I think we actually want to let one of these spiders go so we can get a queen down and make it so this guy can't block. And then we can get a lot of damage across. Oh, I forgot that's going to create a spider. Well. We're still going to get a lot of damage across, I guess. Yeah, he's going to block this guy and kill it. We would get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we'd get another spider back. Oh, 8, 9. Yeah, I think that's worth 9 damage. We'll sacrifice that guy. Alright, put him down to 3. And our board's wide enough that unless he has AoE, which he could, I don't think he can go wide enough to not get killed on our next turn. Ooh, burn. That's not what you want to see, unless he follows up with some AoE. Ah, okay. Yeah, so like I said, he couldn't go wide enough, right? So we'll be able to sneak 3 damage across pretty much no matter what. Yeah, so we'll just swing in with these, should do it. And there's the victory. Alright, now what do we get for our upgrade roll? Okay, Skitter is a really strong upgrade. That going to 2 is kind of insane. This guy just gets +1 attack, which helps with the early aggression. This guy gets +1/+1, which I guess helps get around AoE a little bit, but yeah, we're going with the Skitter upgrade for sure. Alright, let's take a look at the deck list we just used. This is a pretty standard spider list. There's a couple options I went for that you may not typically, but here, let's get to it. So your early game, you want your aggressive spiders, right? So you have Hungry Spider, 1 mana, 2/1. It has Intimidate, which is the big thing with spiders, right? So it can't be blocked by creatures with less than 3 attack. And then you have your Ravenous Spinner, which is your other early game Intimidate, 4/2. So those two make your strong aggressive start. And then we also have some tech cards in the start. You have your Infested Darkwood, which will give your creatures -1/-0 on reveal, which helps enable your aggressive spiders. And then Ambushing Darkwood to just remove some of their creatures. Again, just trying to, in that early game, get a bunch of chip damage across. Their first couple turns, hopefully they don't have anything with 3 attacks, so you get a couple of these down, swing in for 6 once or twice, and get their life total pretty low early. It's kind of ideal. We also took an upgrade on Arachnid Intimidator. He's originally this exact same card, but without Intimidate. So he's just a spider that grows each turn, but now he's a spider with Intimidate that grows each turn. So you kind of just drop him on 3, leave him alone, let him grow, hope he doesn't get taken out by AoE, right? And then you use a combination of Infested and maybe a Queen of Spiders to have a turn where he can attack for 8-9 damage, and you lower your opponent's attack so they can't block him, and then he becomes a real problem for them. So he's kind of a play early and just leave as a threat that they're eventually going to have to deal with or take a lot of damage. One of the kind of combos we run in the deck, you have your Arachnophile. When he dies, you get an emblem that your spiders gain +3/+0 on play. So these Hungry Spiders now come down as a 5/1, right? These guys come down as a 7/2. And you can stack these, so you can get +6/+0, +9/+0. But the combo is to play this and then immediately sacrifice it to Scavenging Wendigo. So we get this emblem in play, and we get to draw 2 cards, and we're left with this 2/2 on board, which is really strong. And then kind of our top end, you have Queen of Spiders. We're really hoping to roll an upgrade on her soon. She's a 4 mana 4/4. On the upgrade, she gets down to 3 cost, which is a really powerful swing turn for us. But whenever a spider attacks while she's on the board, it gives enemies -1/-0. And that stacks, so you attack with 3 spiders while she's in play. Your opponent's creatures get -3/-0. Those spiders likely have Intimidate, and all of a sudden, it's very difficult for them to get blocked. And if you have an Arachnophile in play, those spiders are probably pretty big, and so you're swinging in for a lot of unblockable damage is kind of the goal behind her. And then finally, the Arachnid General. He's originally a 5 mana 4/4. And when a spider attacks, it gets +1/+0. But we've upgraded him, so he's now 4 cost, 5/5. And when a spider attacks, you give it +1/+1, which is obviously very strong. So he's kind of you put him on board when you've already built a bit of a board advantage. You've got a good amount of spiders down, maybe you've got a queen down, you've got an Arachnophile in play, right? And then you start attacking with your spiders, and they're just growing. So each time you attack, they're getting additional damage, but also they're getting additional toughness, which is making them harder to remove. And this is how you just kind of snowball into the victory. So yeah, that's the deck list we went with.